Hello, it's only me. This is another episode of MegaCast, and I'm joined by my co-host extraordinaire, the wonderful Trace. G'day, Trace.
How are you? Have you had a good week?
Yes, it's been very busy, but
That's
good,
what we like
thanks.
to hear.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm better. I'm better.
Because poor old Trace has been a bit poorly, haven't you, love?
I have. I had bronchitis. It put me in bed for 4 days. God, it did scare me, Jake. I thought I was going to die. I couldn't breathe.
Oh, bless you. Not to worry.
But
Right.
I've stopped smoking. I'm on the vape.
Oh my God, well
4
done.
days, Jake. I haven't had one for 4 days.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed because I never, ever thought I'd stop smoking. It was my thing.
So you've done it before, haven't you, and not succeeded. So keep his little fingers crossed.
I mean, the most I've ever gone before is like 4 hours.
Ah.
So 4 days is a good point.
Yeah, you're doing well then, you're doing well. Let me explain a bit about what's happening this evening. We are here to talk to the Trace, really, because it's all about her again this evening. So we're going to ask you some little questions and get to know you a bit more, Trace, if that's all right.
That's fabulous, Jake. Love it.
Okay, that sounds good. So, do you want to start by telling me your most memorable experience to date?
Okay, my most memorable experience to date would have to be, and this is going back when I was only 8 years old, Jake. Okay, so it's a
Okay.
long time ago. We were traveling from England to Australia. We were emigrating. Okay, we were the first ever 747 to land in Perth.
Oh God.
We were supposed to be going jet ship, okay, which meant we were leaving England. We were going to have 4 glorious days in Singapore, flying to Singapore, and then we were supposed to be going by ship from Singapore to Perth.
Right.
Well, the ship was terrible. It was, after we got on it, they said it couldn't sail. It was that bad, Jake. When we went down to our cabin and turned the sheets back, there was 3 feet of mold in our cabins. Bearing in mind, I was 8, my brother was 3.
Oh no.
It was really, really unsafe. So everybody sort of complained, got their passports back. It took my dad about 4 hours arguing with the captain because we'd all handed our passports on, obviously, over as we got on.
Right.
And you don't want to be leaving and live in a foreign country without your passport. So it took him 4 hours of swearing to get our passports back and get us kids back off the boat. And then they put us up in another hotel for another extra 3 days. So we ended up 7 days. And then they chartered us first class with Singapore Airlines from Singapore to Perth. And like I said, it was all over the newspapers. We were the first ever 747 to land in Perth.
That's amazing. Oh wow.
It was absolutely fabulous.
All right then, Trace. So if you could be anything in the world, say career-wise, what would you do? What would you be? What's your dream job?
A writer.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to be a writer.
What would you write about?
All different things. I think I'd like to do kind of biographies on people, learn about other people's journeys and write about things like that. I'd also like to do kind of meditations, written meditation books and things to help people's mental health. And the other thing I'd like to have a crack at is a suspense novel. I'm into thrillers and suspense.
Oh, no. That's very interesting. I don't know. That's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is a lot of work, a lot of quiet time.
So, Trace, tell me your favourite colour.
My favourite colour, I have 2, Jake. purple and gold.
Ah, I didn't know about the gold. I knew about the purple. So then, Trace, what's your most desirable holiday location? Where would you really, really like to go? Somewhere that you haven't been, perhaps?
I have two. No, I probably have three here. There's three places I really, really want to go. One is Egypt, because I want to go to the Valley of the Kings. One is New Zealand, because I want to go and see Hobbiton, where the Hobbit village is, and because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I want to see where they did their final battle. So New Zealand is huge for me. That would probably be my first out of all my choices. And then it would have to be Queensland, because I'd love to go and see the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to do the Barrier Reef too, definitely. It's meant to be beautiful, so that's good. Okay, do you want to tell us a bit about the qualifications that you've got? Because I know you've got a few.
It was funny, Jake. I never finished school. I got expelled at sort of 16, so I never finished high school. And all my schoolies, because obviously they were Australian, so they're called schoolies over there. They all said to me, "Oh my God, I never thought you'd love to study," because I was the rogue at school. You know, I was the one that was wagging school. I was the one that got caught smoking in the toilets and all that good stuff. So since I left school, I have studied and got my diploma in life coaching. I'm an advanced NLP practitioner. I do advanced crystal healing. I'm a medium and psychic. I do hypnotherapy. I've got a diploma in mindfulness. See, there's a kind of theme going on here, Jake.
Yeah.
Because for me, my life story has kind of been, I'm not in competition with anybody else. My life is about being the best I can be for me. And
Right.
them kind of practices take you down that road. It's about self-excellence, if you like.
Okay. Okay. So, interesting. So it's all about this sort of spiritual Zen kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's all about your life's path.
Yeah.
And you know, I've had to learn a lot, especially with mindfulness, because I didn't realize my ego made me kind of a control freak, and I tried to control people. And you've got to realize everybody's here for their own journey, and it's all about what they need to do. It's about not being judgmental, not traveling with the ego, just living in peace and doing what you need to do and ignoring everything else. And that's really hard in society to kind of grasp that and learn not to go from ego, because when somebody attacks you, you automatically take it personal. And it's not about being personal at all. It's about whatever they're expressing and need to sort out, not what I need to do. So it's been a huge, huge learning curve.
Okay. So who's your favorite actor or actress?
Okay, my favorite actor is Sam Elliott.
Ooh. Okay.
He was in Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. Gotta love a biker. I've always loved bikers, from leaving home at 16 to moving in with them, and that I've always had this kind of soft spot for them. I guess for me, the biker thing is about the loyalty and the family it instills. So yeah, love Sam Elliott. And female, female, I'd really have to think about that. I like Julia Roberts. I like Whoopi. I like Goldie Hawn though as well.
Ah.
So it'd probably be a toss-up between Julia Roberts and Goldie Hawn.
Okay, and I think you've already answered this question because I think I know what you're going to say. But following on from that, what's your favourite film?
Roadhouse. It's got to be Roadhouse. There is so many life lessons in Roadhouse that you can take and carry with you. It was a superbly put together film, and you got to love a bit of Swayze.
I've never seen it. I'll have to dig that one out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fabulous. If you're learning mindfulness and that, you really need to go and watch Roadhouse, because in Roadhouse, he's not just a bouncer. He goes into nightclubs and he helps bouncers clean the nightclubs up from violence. But he's what is known as a cooler. And what a cooler does is they don't instill violence, like they don't instill fights. one of his famous sayings in it is, be nice. And so one of them says, well, what if he comes up and he calls your, says, oh, you're a mother, you know what? You just be nice. They're just two nouns strung together to get an illicit response. You just keep being nice. He says, well, when will I know when not to be nice? He says, I'll tell you. But it's really good, Jay. Yeah, I think you'd really, especially with you doing the mindful course at the minute, I think you'd really, really benefit from watching it.
Kill them with kindness, smile and wave, eh?
Exactly.
All right. Oh dear. So following on from that, then, what's your favourite TV program?
My favorite TV program, again, I'd probably have two. I like Vikings. That was amazing. And my other favorite that I have followed right through is The Walking Dead. I like survivalist kind of things, when it's like the end of the world, doom and gloom, and you get a group of people that you're getting to know and they're trying to just survive out there in the world when it's all turning bad. So I kind of watch things like that. I like survivalist kind of box sets.
Okay. So if you could walk into a room and there was all the people that you'd ever met in your life in that room, who would you go and find first?
There'd be two people I'd go and find. I'd go and find my dad, because he was a non-believer in the afterlife. He believed that once you died, you just went to sleep and it was dark. So I'd like to go and kind of say, I told you so. And the other one would be Jacqui Stallone. There's a lot of things I wish I had have asked her while she was here. And you don't realize that until they're gone, do you? And you think, oh, golly, why didn't I ask that? Or, so yeah, Jacqui and my dad.
For those of you that don't know, Trace is actually, or was until her passing, quite good friends with Jacqui Stallone. Do you want to tell us about that? Or not? You don't have to.
No, I can do, Jake. It was when I was struggling really bad. I mean, I've been a recluse for a long, long time, as a lot of people will have already picked up from our radio shows beforehand. And I was struggling to go out, and I got this letter through my postbox one morning, 7 a.m. in the morning it was, saying that Jacqui was advertising for tarot readings in the UK. And I thought it was a scammer. I thought it was somebody using her name to better themselves. So I sent her an email. I Googled her and sent her an email. And she wrote back, and it was her. She was trying to kind of break England. And we got to talking, and she used to email me every day. She'd help me go to the front door. And then we'd go from the front door to my front gate. And that's how we got talking. And it just went from there. And we were amazing friends for very many years. I went to the Cotswolds to see her when she left Big Brother. She got evicted on the Friday night. We drove down to the Cotswolds on the Saturday to see her. And then I went and stayed with Eva, a friend of hers in London, when she was over for the Comedy Awards. So I got the whole weekend with her in London at Eva's doing the Comedy Awards. So, yeah, it's been a fabulous journey.
That's great. That's great. So, Trace, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
COVID has brought a lot of reality check for a lot of people, I think. For me personally, I am spending the next 5 years getting well. I've realized my health levels weren't good. I've realized there's a lot of things I need to change. It's been a big wake-up call, especially with getting ill this last week. So in 5 years, I want to be hopping on a plane to Paris.
That would be amazing. I'd like to see you do that, Trace. I really would. I really would. I think it's about time. It certainly is. So good luck with that, and all baby steps, because you started to stopping smoking, so all good.
Here's darling, all little tiny baby steps.
Yeah. So Trace, what are you really, really proud of in your life?
My proudest moment, I think, Jake, was when I became a mum. That has to be my most, out of everything I could have had in the world, to be a mum was my dream, and it still is. To bring little people, as I call them, into the world and watch them from being totally helpless grow into competent, fulfilling their dream adults is such an honor. It's such an honor to go down that road with them and watch them grow and see them take their own journeys. So for me, my proudest moment has to be being a mum.
Okay. And other than Jacqui Stallone, what are the famous people who you ever met?
I met Johnny Farnham. He was a singer. Johnny Farnham was a singer in, was it the 70s or the 80s? They used to have a thing every year in Perth called Telethon, where they raise money for children in 24 hours. And they used to have guest stars come in. And he was one of the guest stars that ended up turning up. So I got to meet him. And I think that's it. I don't think I've met anybody famous.
Okay. You've already talked about, obviously, going to the front door and then going to the end of the path with Jacqui Stallone. Do you want to tell us about why that would have been such an achievement, or why you were doing that?
Well, at the time, I wasn't just a recluse. I was a recluse in rooms in my home. So I couldn't even leave my bedroom. Even just a short trip to the toilet, which was like 14 steps away from my bedroom, was sheer hell. I used to shake. It used to take me half an hour, Jake, just to psych myself up to be able to get to the toilet. So to get to the front gate was a huge, huge step. I wish I'd been in the mindset I am now, because Jacqui offered to help me a lot. She offered to help me do a business. She offered to help me, you know, with her influential friends as a medium. And I wish I'd have let go enough of my illness to have done that. So that is my biggest regret.
And that was going to be one of my questions as well. What's your biggest regret? So, okay. Okay. And if you were going to a restaurant for something to eat, what would you eat and where would you go?
If I was going to a restaurant for something to eat, you know what? I have a dream. I would love to go to one of Gordon Ramsay's restaurants. And I'd love to have, I don't even care what it is. I would just love a Michelin meal, because I have never had anything like that. For me, life's always been, you know, about the little things like a hot dog or a beef burger or a steak with Witherspoons. I would love to go to a Michelin star restaurant and just have something a la carte.
Okay. You take that off your bucket list then at some point. If you could live anywhere in the world, absolutely anywhere, and you had a house that was pre-built and all ready to move into, where would you go?
That's really difficult. I'd probably go to Florida.
Would you?
I tell you for why. Because I'm an older bird now, I can't do with the extreme heats. Florida is very much like New Zealand. It's very temperate, so it doesn't get too hot or too cold. And I think I just like Florida. It just looks really nice, especially Daytona, where they all go for their college kind of what's it called, where they go, the college break thing.
All right,
So
yeah.
yeah, Daytona. I'd like to go to Daytona in Florida. I think I'd like to live there.
Okay. And what do you like to do in your spare time?
Ooh, how much time have you got, Jake?
Oh, you tell me. Come on.
I like to do latch hook rugs that you got me back into, that I did years and years ago, that we're doing together now. I like to do adult painting by numbers, and I like to do diamond art. I also like to read. I've been spending time reading lately, and I'm getting back into gardening.
Ah,
And I do like a bit of a sing song. I might venture back on Sing Snap. I haven't been for a long, long time.
I know you do
It
like a
keeps
bit
the
of
old
thing.
lungs going.
It does, yes. Good for the lungs. Good for the lungs. So, Trace, if you could have be any superhero, who would you be? And if you could have any superpower, what would it be? It doesn't have to be a one that's existing. It could be I don't know, a Mrs. Mop or something. I don't know.
I think I'd like to have the power to heal all animals. If animals are suffering, I think so. Mrs. Doolittle.
Ah,
I'd like to be a Mrs. Doolittle, be able to talk to them and heal them, because there's so many out there that go through such trauma. And, when you see these puppies and they're looking with such sad eyes, for you to help them. So for me, it'd be about animals. So yeah, Mrs. Doolittle. It'd be all
okay,
about helping the animals.
okay. And what makes you laugh?
You.
I keep telling people I'm hilarious, Trace, and they don't believe me.
Well, they need to get some books, some Jake time. I'm telling you. We've had many a nights where we've chuckled.
Oh, we have. We've had some good times. And so leading on to that, then, who's your best friend? It doesn't have to be me.
Well, it would have to be Jake. It would have to be you,
Okay.
because you're the only one that checks in on me when I get crazy. Obviously, with having the mental health issues I have, I can go off the wall, both ends of the scale, and you're always there, whatever. Whatever happens, rain or shine, I know I can just pick up the phone and Jake will be there. So yeah, it's got to be you.
Oh,
I mean, you're very lucky in this life, they say, if you can count, your friends on one hand. And I've been lucky in the sense that I've got some really good acquaintances, but I've probably only got two best friends, and that would be you and my husband.
that's really touched me. Bless you. Okay. Speaking of your husband, then, if you two together were going out to a restaurant, where would you go?
Oh my God, he doesn't like anything. So
Oh,
it'd be either the Chippy or McDonald's.
well, that's all right. Does it? Does it? Never mind. Well, that's all right. No wrong with McDonald's, is there?
But that's what he say to me. He'll say, well, don't moan, I've took you out for a meal. No dressing up so you feel a bit ladylike, a nice dress and nice makeup and hair, and, make a thing of it, which I've never, ever done in my whole life, which again is on my bucket list. It's get in the car and nip to McDonald's or the Chippy.
So, on an evening, Trace, when you are at a loose end and you've had a long, tiring day, and there's going to be some of those coming up now with this change of lifestyle. Um, if you were to just sit down and watch a TV program, and you wanted something that made you laugh, what would be a go-to laugh program?
Friends.
Yeah,
I totally get Friends, because it's got my sense of humor and my sarcasm. So it has to be Friends all time, the whole lot, back to back, just Friends.
really.
Yeah, and the most funniest episode for me in Friends is when, not the episode that Monica got stung by the jellyfish, but the episode when they're telling everybody in Monica's apartment what they did when she got stung by the jellyfish. I don't think I have ever laughed so hard in my life.
I do like a bit of Friends myself. I do like a bit of Friends. No problem. So, Trace, let's talk about immediate future goals. What is your next immediate future goal? The very next thing you want to achieve?
Getting healthy, getting more active, not being so sedentary. So I want to I want to start building my muscle mass back. I want to start building my energy levels back, my lung capacity back. So I'm doing a lot of gardening, because gardening's one, you're in touch with nature, so it's very healing, but you're digging over, you're doing a lot of different things. So the next thing for me is my health, in the sense of fitness. So stopping smoking and then increasing my fitness levels. That's my next goal.
No, it's been fantastic. That's been, and I'm sure I have positive vibes this time, Trace. I have positive vibes.
It was a real wake-up call, Jake, this last week, and I am positive. Like I said, I haven't stopped smoking before. I've been on the vape for like 4 hours and thought, oh, to hell with this, I need a fag. Do you know what I mean? But it changed my life. It's changed my life hugely. And it's made me it made me realize when I was laid there struggling with every breath for 2 days that I don't want to die. I kind of given up and lost my zest. I kind of got lost. My dad died, and then Ashley left for New Zealand, and they all happened really quick. So I kind of didn't, I kind of got lost in that. But I've realized, hey, you know, it's okay. I'm in control of my own life and I can do this.
Yeah.
Whatever I need to do. I mean, my husband said to me the other day, you are one of the strongest people I know. When you set your mind to it, you will achieve it. And I really believe I am capable. This isn't me. This isn't the end. This is an exclamation mark. Watch this page.
I'm sure it will happen. Like I said, I have positive vibes this time. So, right. Well, thank you. It's all been about you this evening, Trace, and I hope you've all enjoyed watching, and I hope we can do more stuff like this. And I hope you've enjoyed all our videos that you've been watching as well. Don't forget, we upload every Sunday. It's 8 p.m. on YouTube, and every Monday it's 8 p.m. on Facebook. Anyway, I'm going now.
Remember, be bold, be beautiful, and be unique.
You've gone off centre.
It's really hard because the camera's at this side, so I'm not sat square. I want to square myself up all the time. I hate this. I can't wait for my PC.
Oh dear. Okay.
I might need a puff.
Said the actress of the bishop.
No intention. Is that a bit better?
Where are you?
In the bedroom. Where are you? On the moon?